Over the past 2 years, North Korea has conducted multiple missile and rocket tests. These actions have led to increasing tensions in East Asia. Earlier this year, Kim Jong-un ordered the modification of the North Korean constitution, removing clauses related to peaceful reunification with the South. He has also declared South Korea the most hostile country and ordered the military to prepare for war. So will we see war erupt on the Korean Peninsula? And what kind of games are the major powers behind the Korean Peninsula playing? Hello, welcome to Lei's Real Talk. I'm Lei. On January 15th, during the 10th session of the 14th People's Assembly of North Korea, Kim Jong-un proposed to dismantle the reunification gate located in southern Pyongyang. Furthermore, he emphasized deleting phrases such as autonomous, peaceful reunification, and national unity from the constitution. At the same time, North Korea abolished relevant agencies that were tasked to improve inter-Korean relations and achieve a peaceful unification. The three principles for national unification, autonomous, peaceful reunification, and national unity, were the dying wish of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung. His father, Kim Jong-il, designated them as the three great charters in November 1996. To demonstrate his determination to inherit the legacy of his father, Kim Jong-il ordered the construction of a 30-meter-high monument symbolizing the three great charters at the entrance of the Unification Road leading to southern Pyongyang in 2000. This monument, representing the legacy of his father and grandfather, has now been dismantled by Kim Jong-un. According to NK News, a satellite image has revealed that the monument was demolished in mid-January. Kim's actions are seen by some analysts as an attempt to unload a political burden passed down to him that became unbearable. The differences between the two Koreas extend far beyond political systems and social structures, and the economic disparity is vast. In the 1970s, the per capita GDP of North and South Korea were similar, but by the early 1990s, the gap had become significant. Currently, North Korea's per capita GDP is less than $300, while South Korea's is close to $40,000. South Korea's 50 million population is double that of the North, and its GDP is over 260 times greater. For Kim Jong-un, reunification is an unrealistic goal and a burden. Achieving reunification would require strengthening exchanges with the South, which could lead to escalating pressure and calls for reforms in the North. Recently, 2 North Korean teenagers were severely punished with prison sentences of over a decade for secretly watching South Korean TV dramas. Kim seems to be fearful of the consequences of North Koreans becoming aware of the freedom and prosperity in the South. To block this kind of influence, Kim felt compelled to cut off all exchanges and connections with the South. The North Korean economy has become even more dire in recent months. North Korea has long suffered from food shortages. The situation worsened during the pandemic. In January, during the 19th Politburo meeting, Kim Jong-un uncharacteristically admitted to the failure of the state rationing system. He acknowledged the country's severe economic situation, saying that most areas of North Korea were facing a dire situation and that the inability to provide basic food and necessities to rural areas is a serious political problem that the party and government cannot ignore. Many believe that Kim's series of abnormal actions are aimed at preventing internal dissent. Cutting ties with South Korea also provides him an opportunity to divert attention and assert himself amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, conflicts in the Middle East, South China Sea, East China Sea, and Taiwan Strait. According to Chinese overseas political commentator Yuan Hongbin, Kim Jong-un believes that the dynamic of a new Cold War between China and the United States can benefit his regime.
看待中共和北韩目前的这个关系， 包括他们南北韩之间的这种紧张关系呢，我觉得我们应该从一个更大的国际政治的视角啊，才能看清楚它。现在这个所谓的更大的国际政治的视角是什么？就是习近平啊，他要通过发动台海战争迈出啊共产主义全球扩张的一个关键的一步。现在突然呢，大家觉得北韩为什么会突然之间就对南韩改变了这个态度，而且呢改变的是如此的决绝。那么在我看来呢，就是北韩现在实际上已经把自己啊纳入到了整个中共的台海决战的这个战略范畴之内。所以如果台湾海峡一旦爆发中美之间的总体战的话，那么北韩它的主要的功能就是第一呢，就是威慑南韩的这个美军的军事能量；第二，威慑日本的军事能量；第三呢，是威慑美军在日本的军事基地，从而呢为中共的所谓拒止战、征服自由台湾的拒止战呢，提供一个筹码。这是这个北韩现在可能会起的一个作用。
South Korea has always been supported by the United States, while North Korea was originally backed by the Soviet Union and China. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, and with Russia and China establishing diplomatic relations with South Korea, North Korea felt isolated. The United States has no diplomatic relations with the country, and before Trump took office, leaders of both countries had never met. China seized the opportunity to help North Korea develop nuclear weapons and intercontinental missiles.
习近平其实他原来并不喜欢这个朝鲜的金家政权。2013年上台的前5年，他一直没有去过朝鲜，也没有见过金家的人。直到2018年5月份，那当时的中共19大开完了，确定习近平要连任，原因是统一台湾，定了时间表嘛。美国反应当然很强烈了，就是很快出台了一个台湾旅行法，等于是因为台湾问题的中美双方要直接对阵了。那习近平是在那个时候见的见者恩，目的是要拿回这张牌，中共必须要保证北朝鲜作为一个缓冲区，一个反美的这个先锋，一个可以和美国讨价还价的一个棋子。
Currently, Northeast Asia is divided into 2 camps. The United States, Japan, and South Korea are in one camp, while China, Russia, and North Korea in the other. The United States aims at China and not North Korea through its US-Japan-Korea alliance.
那美军在韩国的空军基地距离北京大约是960公里，美军的这个 F-16 和 F-15 战机呢，以普通巡航的速度啊，大约40分钟就可以抵达。如果换了 F-22 或者是 F-35，大概就是20分钟可以抵达北京了。所以呢，大连的这个瓦房店一带啊，驻扎的是中共最好的防空部队，用的是最好的这个雷达，就是防这个的。那根据这个美国兰德公司的建议啊，如果中共进攻台湾，美军呢，它可以采用空袭的办法，对中国大陆北方的工业中心突然袭击。用的就是在韩国和在日本的这个美军战机，所以美军在韩国的存在呢，对中共来说威胁就非常巨大，而且中共一直对这个反应都是非常强烈的。
对。
On January 6th, North Korea fired more than 60 artillery shells into the maritime buffer zone in the western waters of the peninsula, conducting consecutive days of shelling. On January 14th, North Korea launched medium-range ballistic missiles into the Sea of Japan. Former CIA analyst Robert Carlin and nuclear scientist Siegfried Hecker wrote on the website 38 North in January and said that Kim Jong-un has made the strategic decision to start a war. But many experts hold a contrary view, believing that North Korea's actions are not necessarily indicative of a desire to start a war. Former director of the Korea Institute for National Unification, Tae-woo Kim, said one of Kim Jong-un's goals is to disrupt the South Korean parliamentary elections, divide South Korea, and create conflicts. The upcoming South Korean parliamentary elections in April are crucial. Currently, the competition for parliamentary seats between South Korea's two major parties is heating up. If the ruling Democratic Party loses to the People Power Party in the April elections, President Yoon, who takes a tough stance toward the North, will find it difficult to shape South Korea's major policies. He still has 3 years left in his term. Professor Kim said that whenever North Korea increases threat against the South, the left and right wings in South Korea become more divided and contentious. Therefore, one of the best ways to deal with Kim Jong-un's provocations is for South Korea to unite internally. I think the same can be said about the United States. The Democrats and Republicans should unite internally to counter the CCP. When they fight each other bitterly, they have fallen into CCP's trap. They lose and the CCP wins. That's all for today. I thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.